Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I partially didn't want to do this character, but I already did KC, so I might as well do Jenna too. Anyway, this video is going to be about Jenna Middleton. One time when I was like pre-recording this, I said Jenna Hamilton, and that's not her last name whatsoever, because I was thinking about awkward, as I usually am. If it's not awkward, if it's not Degrassi, I'm thinking about awkward. I'm thinking about School Spirits. Like, those are my go-to shows. And sometimes the names blend a little bit. It's an accident. It happens. But anyway, let's hop into the video. Who is Jenna Middleton? Jenna is, she becomes a new student. She is a self-proclaimed boyfriend stealer. She steals Casey from Claire. She dates Connor. She has a baby. So she's a mother, in her birthright, that birthright. In her story. I don't know words. Anyway, what else about her? She's friends with Allie, which, makes me sick just to think about it. She's there. I guess it's mentioned in one episode that she becomes part of the gifted program, which I'm like, excuse me? Just like your man being part of the gifted program, that don't make no sense either. But anyway, I digress. Let's get into a little bit more of a backstory on her, not just her as a character. She is introduced in season 9, but let's go before season 9 a little bit. Jenna lives with her brother. It is told to us throughout the show that Jenna's mom is dead and her dad is a truck driver, so he is constantly on the road, but she lives with her brother. I forgot his name. I was about to say Tracker. That's Sean's brother. Whatever her brother's name was. I think it was like Luke or something. I don't remember. Kyle. There we go. I'm looking at her bio now. Anyway, let's get into the actual time on the show. Anyway, starting off in season 9 and Just Can't Get Enough, Jenna is the new transfer student to finish her second semester at Degrassi. She finds a friend in Claire, but Allie doesn't seem happy about it because Allie is clocking and she's like, this girl is like a little bit too bubbly. Like, it's giving Disney Channel hoe. Like, immediately seeing Jenna on my screen, like, I don't have any beef with like bubbly characters, but Jenna just immediately seemed fake to me. Like, I remember watching when season 9 aired and I said, I don't like her. And I knew it. I was like, I don't like this girl. I don't like her whatsoever. Like, everything about her just seemed so fake. And it is. But eventually, she says that she wants to be friends with Allie too when Claire invites both of them over to Claire's house. But when Jenna asks Claire and Allie who was off limits and admits to being a boyfriend stealer at her old school, both Allie and Claire get suspicious and they share their boyfriends. Allie says that she's with Johnny. And that's when Jenna's like, oh, he's cute, but he's a little bit too old for me. And Claire's like, I'm with Casey. She's like, oh my God, Casey, he's so cute. But I won't do anything, Claire Bear. I'm like, Allie's like, see, she's so nice. Trifling asshole. I'm sorry. I'm trying to refrain, but it's so hard. Later, Jenna starts to get a crush on KC, and she's later seen performing at the Winter Beach Bash because she's a singer. I'm sorry. She's a singer. She carries a guitar around. She's like literally in the intro. She's playing the guitar. That's her only interesting trait, I guess. I don't know. Like, I love Degrassi, but I have to point this out because now I'm like thinking about it. They were really trying to drive home like a Taylor Swift like character because they did it with Jack with her damn red lipstick and her damn hair. But then they gave us Jenna, who was over here singing these songs, and she's singing terribly. Mind you, I hate it. I hate it so much. But yeah, they really were trying to create like a Taylor Swift kind of character. Clearly. Are you picking up what I'm putting down? Please let me know in the comments, because that's what's clicking for me. Okay, moving on. In You Be Illin, Jenna is seen comforting Allie when she finds out that she may have contracted HPV from Johnny. Jenna is supportive and goes with Allie to the clinic. And Jenna also helps Allie get revenge on Johnny by attempting to persuade him to tell her about him having HPV. And it ends up getting broadcasted to the school. But the plan fails because, remember, this is when she is like, hi, Johnny. Like, I heard that you're a little bit of a bad boy. And that's when Johnny's all like, Allie's the only girl I'll ever care about. And that's when Jenna runs out. She's like, oh my God, Allie, he loves you. I'm like, oh my God. You dumb hoe. Read the room. I'm so done. Also, mind you, at the beginning of the episode 2, that was when Allie, Jenna, and Claire went to Johnny's locker because they were looking for the photos, and Jenna was like, oh my God, you guys look so cute. Claire was like, he gave you HPV. I mean, well, she didn't know that at the time, but she's like, he treated you like dirt. And she's like, but they're so cute. It's like, so you have no standards. Got it. So from that introduction, Jenna seems very like, she has like a Manny mindset. Do you guys get that? Because you remember how Manny was like daydreaming about, you know, Craig, him singing that Manuela song to her and being like all like Disney Channel Cinderella-y, you know, infatuated with him. I feel like Jenna has that same air to her where it's just like, a guy can have so many flaws, but at least he's cute, right? Like, you know, that type of thing. Yeah, it's giving Manny. Oh my God, is Jenna Manny's daughter? Oh my God. Anyway, I'm gonna shut up. And want to be starting something. Jenna applies for a job for Holly J and Jane's babysitting business, and she's one of the babysitters. In Beat It Part 1, it is revealed that Dave has a crush on Jenna. He asks her on a date, but she agrees, thinking that it's just friends. Dave misinterprets her and thinks that she is his girlfriend. She plays along to Spirit's feelings, but ends up getting frustrated with his clinginess because it's Dave. Jenna tells Dave she only likes him as a friend, and he becomes upset, thinking he'll lose his cool rep. Jenna comes up with a plan and tells him that she'll help him, you know, keep his rep, even though he's not cool whatsoever. So she tells the Power Squad members that Dave dumped her, and Dave tells the basketball team the same thing, and their plan works. And this is at the end of the episode because Claire honestly thought that, you know, they were dating, that they liked each other. And she's like, oh, you'll find someone, you know, that really likes you. And then she's like, I'm sure I will, Claire Bear. And she looks dead at Casey, which is right behind Claire. And I'm like, that's when somebody's hair is going to get pulled. Like, I'm telling y'all, I'm not a fighter. But if it was Jenna, it would be on sight. Immediately, I would drag her to filth. Like, I can't stand this girl. I can't. In Heart Like Mine Part 1, Casey scores the winning basket in for the basketball team. Jenna congratulates him. He picks her up and twirls her around and makes Claire jealous. This is when Claire's like, "Oh, I want to hug and I want to, you know, hug and twirl too." And he just kisses her on the cheek. Yeah, Jenna's very flirty with Casey, and half brother. It says that Kyle is Jenna's half brother. Still related. Anyway, moving on. When Kyle meets Casey for the first time, Kyle's like, "Oh, I hear so much about you." She's like, "Oh my God, Kyle." Oh yeah, this was when they were at the car wash. Right. Because Kyle had pulled up, you know, in his truck. Yeah. And she's like, "Oh my God, stop." As Casey and Jenna continue to flirt, Claire becomes jealous when they're like chasing each other with the water. This is very much the Manny and Spinner scene. Oh my God, how am I just not realizing this? It's the same freaking thing, just a little bit more continuous, because remember, they stopped and Craig snapped a picture of Manny and Spinner like really, really close together. You remember that? But this is like the extended scene. This is like if Paige had showed up. If Paige had showed up, she would have dragged Manny for Phil. She would have grabbed her by that ponytail. They would have had like their second fight. This would have been the second fight before their last fight, which was over Oleander. Right. But yeah, that's what this scene is. And the thing is, though, Claire don't fight. I would have been just like that meme. I don't know if y'all know, but my black people will know, where it's like the two girls, and one girl is like looking at another girl. She's like, my big sister don't fight, but I do. Like, that would be me with Claire and Jenna. I'm just saying. Okay. And so Claire's like, well, Jenna, your butt crack is showing, because they had turned off the water because Jenna lost the contact. Whatever. Shut up. And so Jenna runs away humiliated. Later that day, Casey breaks up with Claire because he thinks that they just make each other mad and that he's not happy in the relationship. I already broke this down in the Casey video anyway. We're moving forward. But moving on to the sports thingy ceremony dinner thing. Casey's awarded athletes banquet. There we go. I keep telling y'all, I'm terrible at words. At the athletes banquet, Casey and Jenna sit next to each other and they flirt with each other more. And then when Casey is awarded the most improved player, Casey doesn't notice until Jenna hugs him and they kiss for the first time. Allie approaches Jenna and Casey very angrily, saying that Claire won't be very happy about what's going on with them. And Jenna's like, nothing's going on, Allie. Like, that's not what's happening. Anyway. And then later, Jenna is upstairs in the hotel room with Casey when they're making out, when Coach Carson comes up. And she's like, you know what? I'm going to go because he's creepy. Moving on to part 2. Allie and Claire have completely cut Jenna off from their lives, and Casey tells Jenna to just ignore them, though she says that it's hard to ignore them. Like, girl, you said you're a boyfriend stealer. Like, stand 10 toes down. You're going to steal somebody's boyfriend, steal their boyfriend, and then flip them off. But you're like, it's so hard not to. Girl, you've done it before. This ain't new to you. Like, be true to it. Like, if you're going to be a boyfriend stealer, like, if you're going to puff out your chest with it, keep your chest out. Like, don't be trying to cower and hide now. Because that's probably, like, the first time where girls clocked her forehead to her face. Probably girls have been, like, making slight comments behind her back. You know, maybe girls just stopped interacting with her. So she never got it face to face because Claire, well, mainly Allie, because Allie clocked her ass real quick. Allie brought it to her face. And maybe that's why Jenna acted the way she did. Because she said, damn, ain't nobody ever brought it to my face before. It's like, yeah, this is what happens when you're a boyfriend stealer. There's going to be people who want to come to your face. And I bet you nobody came to her face. No one came up to her because everyone just, like, you know, said sly comments or whatever, you know, did their own little shit off to the side. But Allie wasn't about that. She said, I'm going to tell it to your damn face why you such a bitch. Like, she's like, I'm going to tell you why you suck. And then with Claire, even though Claire is not as forefront as Allie was, Claire immediately, the thing is with Claire, because I talk about Claire. Claire is like a moderate version of Emma. Emma's crazy. We already know that. But Claire will literally, I don't know what it is, but the way Claire looks at you, you be kind of scared a little bit. She don't do nothing. She don't fight. She don't curse nobody out. But Claire look at you the wrong way. You like, I'm gonna go. Like, even when the time when Wesley X'd her out, she just looked at him and she walked away. I'd be so embarrassed. Like, I don't know what it is, but something about Claire would just, like, unnerve people. Maybe it's because I'm like that. But I think that's what happened with Jenna. Like, seeing Claire and, like, seeing her, like, actually seeing her reaction to Jenna stealing her boyfriend, it hit Jenna a different way. He said, ooh, I don't like this feeling. Yeah. Because it's in your face. You used to getting away with it. And yes, you got away with it because you got the boyfriend, but these girls know what you about. You said it. Now you have to stand 10 toes down in it. You can't just cover it up because they see it. And they right there. Your victims are right there in front of you. I'm just saying. Jenna suspects that something is up with Coach Carson because she's getting a weird vibe from him. And she's usually right about things like that. Whatever. Girl, I don't believe your intuition to save my life, okay? Later on, Casey throws up in a public trash can due to his hangover. Casey decides to tell Jenna the truth, saying that he spent the night in the hotel room with the coach and he has some beers. Jenna gets angry because he lied to her. Casey tells her that she should be thanking Creepy Carson because he's the one who inspired him to end things with Claire. Later on, Casey reports the Creepy Carson for his behavior and tells Jenna that she was right about him. And start me up, Claire mentions her to Allie. My bad, I said Eli. Claire mentions Jenna to Allie when she says she wants to go to the mall instead of watching Jenna and Casey flirt in the cafeteria. Like I said, just pull her hair. In the episode, In Your Eyes, because I swear, in your eyes, like, it's so trippy. Claire wants to be friendlier with Jenna and Casey again, although it may seem like it's a scheme, even though it's mainly a scheme to win Casey back. Girl, leave him over there. When Casey needs help studying for the final exam, Claire feels that it's a perfect opportunity to become friends again. She offers to tutor Casey, and he agrees to it. After weeks of studying and practicing, Jenna comes to the dot to see Casey and Claire studying. When Jenna kisses Casey, Claire gets uncomfortable and leaves. Jenna tells Casey that since Claire is not a friend, now a friend, he should ask to cheat off of her for the final exam. Later, Claire finds out that Jenna told Casey to cheat off of her, becoming pissed, rightfully so. And it's like, so you cheat on me with her, and then you cheat off of me because of her. And she's like, you're such a good friend, Claire Bear. Curb stomp her ass. Oh! And she's so condescending when she says Claire, because Jenna knows what she's doing. That's the thing. Within these first few episodes of Jenna is very conniving. She's very manipulative, and she knows what she's doing. She knows what she's doing. She knows she's getting under Claire's skin. She knows that she's pissing Allie off, and she's okay with it. But at the same time, them being in her face also hurts her. She doesn't like her victims to be right there interacting with her or that close in vicinity. She wants to be able to throw it at you and then you walk away crying. That's where it kind of gives. It's giving mean girl. She's a mean girl. But if you're mean back to her, then she got a problem with it. That's why when Allie lashed out at her, she went, that's not what happened. It is what happened. Be on your shit. If you're gonna be a mean girl, be a mean girl. Like, don't try to cower and run and hide. No. Don't do that. Casey blames Jenna later at the dot. Casey blames Jenna for giving the idea to cheat, which Claire finds ignorant. Obviously, she's like, "Oh, so you're fucking dumb." And I said, "Oh." Rightfully so. And Keep on Loving You, Jenna's in the play and has the lead role, where she plays the shy alien who tries to find her true love. It's giving Xenon. Yeah, that's Xenon. This is Xenon. Oh my god. It's so weird. Now that I'm making like these connections to other media, because this is a Canadian show. And they were making a lot, like, obviously they weren't like copying or anything like that, but they were starting to make more American references. This is Xenon. Minus the fact that Peter Storm's playing a guitar. This is Xenon. I'm just gonna leave that there. And if Degrassi takes Manhattan, Jenna applies for a job at the dot before it explodes. And Spinner tells her he'll think about it before letting her know. Anyway, moving on to season 10. In Breakaway Part 1, Claire is excited to tell Allie that she's getting laser eye surgery, so she doesn't have to wear glasses anymore. However, Claire does not make it clear that she is getting laser eye surgery. Well, she doesn't. Also, it's none of Jenna's business, because Jenna is overhearing this conversation, and she wants to insert herself on business that has nothing to do with her. You literally... I'm just gonna wait. I'm gonna hold it. But yeah. She overhears it, and she starts a rumor saying that Claire is getting a boob job. Jenna tells Casey about it. She tells Casey, Dave, Connor, and Wesley. Anyway. Casey makes a joke saying like how the boobs may look good on Claire, and Jenna's like, oh my god, you have been looking at her, girl. How you get them is how you lose them. Why are you shocked? Are we shocked? Why are we shocked? Like, girl. Throughout the day, Claire is confronted by Jenna, and Jenna, who thinks she's getting a boob job, tells her that she's too young, and that she already looks good. Claire is flabbergasted, and thinks that she's talking about her laser eye surgery, but obviously is misunderstanding. So she tells Jenna, first of all, she's like, you don't have the right to tell me what to do with my body after you stole my boyfriend. Period. Okay. Claire say, you have no reason to be talking to me. First of all, I'm gonna stop you right there. This conversation shouldn't be happening. You should not even be speaking to me unless if it's an I'm sorry. But your ass is over here after stealing my boyfriend and telling me I shouldn't get fake boobs because I should love myself. I'd be like, bitch, if you don't back the fuck up. The first thing you should be saying is I'm sorry. But since that never happened, you should not be speaking to me. Hello? Jenna had no business inserting herself in Claire's world. You already stole her boyfriend. Leave her the hell alone. But here's the thing. I'm gonna say it right now. Or should I save it? I'm gonna say it now because I don't know how to shut up. Claire and Jenna's relationship is just like Maya and Zoe's relationship. There's always one character that's deeply obsessed with the other, and it's kind of crazy. Okay? Like, Zoe is always orbiting in Maya's world, always up in her friends and her family business, stealing all her friends, like Jesus Christ. And then there's Jenna over here, all up in Claire's world. Like, leave her alone. But you know what? I digress. We're gonna break that down in a little bit. I'm gonna keep going. Okay. And part 2, Jenna is still disgusted about Claire's fake boob rumor. Well, the rumor that she started. Later that day when Wesley... Oh, yeah, because this is the episode where Wesley asked to touch Claire's boobs. But she was like, okay, that's weird. She's like, why would you want to touch my eyes? That's what she's thinking. Anyway. And that's when Claire's like, who started this rumor? And Wesley's like, Jenna, I gotta go. The next day in gym, Claire and Ellie walk in together, prepared to get even with Jenna, and Claire stops her bra with socks and walks up to Jenna, unzipping her jacket to show herself out. And Jenna's, she's shocked. She's like, wow, you really did get it. And she's like, oh, well, I forgot what Claire said. Oh my God, this is one of my favorite scenes too. It was before she said, and that's changed. It was right before that. I forgot what she said. She's like, oh yeah, that's right. I heard rumors about me getting a boob job. And then that's when Jenna like scoffs and was just like, just thought more highly of you. And that's when Claire's like, oh my God. And they're like, and that's changed. She's like, yeah, it seems desperate. And it seems like a play to get Casey back. Girl. And that's when Claire's like, oh, I forgot what she said. But then Jenna's all like, oh, I'm not the one that got a boob job. She's like, neither am I, Jenna. She took the socks off. She's like, I got laser eye surgery. See, no glasses. That's when Jenna's like, oh, and my favorite stem. Claire's, I love it. Jenna's like, you want me to tell everybody that like I made it up? And that's when Claire gives her the socks and is like, they can think what they want. I say, period. And that's when Casey and Claire like give each other a little once over. Casey ain't never been shit, okay? Like literally, this is our first instance that Casey ain't ish. Seriously, you cheat on Claire with Jenna, and as soon as you hear some rumor about Claire getting a boob job, you over here checking her out. You ain't nothing but a you ain't nothing but a hound dog, okay? You are disgusting. Casey is disgusting. Jenna can keep him. But that doesn't last, clearly. Moving on to 99 Problems Part 1. Jenna convinces Casey to join the football team, and he's hesitant due to his past experience with Coach Carson. Later, Jenna is with Casey when the group home director congratulates and praises him for his recent academic success and overall improvement. Whatever. He extends Casey's curfew by an hour, which pleases the couple. Later at the football team barbecue, Casey is eyeing and flirting with other girls. Jenna sees this and it shows obvious jealousy. Casey and Jenna are later shown kissing, but Casey's phone constantly interrupts him. Jenna thinks that it's Marisol. See? We should have known. Well, maybe I should have known. Like, literally in this episode, she immediately thinks that he is cheating on her with Marisol. And then later on, he is cheating on her with Marisol. Like, this shit writes itself. After a few more interruptions, Casey turns off his phone, but Jenna rejects his attempt at a kiss and is very annoyed with him. In part 2, Casey sits down at lunch with Jenna and he starts talking about Marisol, and Jenna starts to get jealous. Marisol calls him away from Jenna, and she takes this opportunity to look at Casey's text, and she sees the text saying, like, I miss you so much. If you don't call me, I won't be able to sleep. Jenna calls the number immediately and demands to know who the person is, and the woman replies, oh, my son Casey, he goes to Degrassi. She said, oop, wrong number. This is why you mind your business, ho. Mind your business. Mind your business, okay? Ain't got nothing to do with you. Okay. While walking, later in the media immersion, Casey is walking and talking with Jenna, and he reveals that his phone has been missing since lunch. Suddenly, Jenna's bag starts to ring, and she says that she borrowed his phone and had no chance but to get it back to him. Casey's pissed, thinking that Jenna doesn't trust, saying that Jenna doesn't trust him, and he tells her that his family is none of her business, and he goes to sit somewhere else. Rightfully so, none of your damn business. Mind yours. Mind the one that pays you, okay? Before the game, Casey, who is the starting receiver, is waiting for the buses with the other team members and is approached by Jenna. She's surprised that Casey is still mad at her, and she begs him to talk to her. She apologizes for snooping and asks about his mom. He says that his mom just got out of jail 8 months ago, and Jenna asks where she is. Casey walks away before answering, leaving Jenna confused and worried. Still, mind your business. Like, I get it, it's your boyfriend and you concerned, but clearly Casey is not the type of person to open up about that kind of stuff. Like, the thing is, they come from both very similar backgrounds, and I understand Casey's closed offness at the beginning too, because it's like, his mom was crazy. His mom was really just very neglectful. Like, she literally locked this kid in the closet to get high. I back him on that 100% on why he didn't want to move in with her, because I wouldn't either. He couldn't trust her. Hello. Like, I wouldn't want to move in with my mama either. If she was doing that kind of mess, absolutely not. I would not want to go with her. And also with his dad also being in jail and very much being abusive, he said, I don't have time to involve anybody in my personal life. It's not that deep. I'm at a group home. I have a different experience. Like, I get that he was trying to reinvent himself a little bit. He was trying to have a new experience. And Jenna was prying a little bit too much into his business. I get you care about him. Like, that's your man. But if your man says stop, you stop. Okay? Okay. Because it goes from loving and caring about somebody to crossing their boundaries and being extremely disrespectful. And that's what Jenna was doing. She was being extremely disrespectful of his space and his boundaries, okay? She was doing way too much, okay? Moving on to Better Off Alone, Part 1. Casey and the rest of the football team win the football game when everyone congratulates them. The next day at school, Casey's very upset and Jenna confronts him. He tells her that his mom wants to regain custody of him. Jenna thinks it's a great idea, but Casey thinks otherwise. Jenna says that he can't keep running away from his mom. Later at dinner with Casey and his mom leaves to go buy ice cream. Casey takes this as an opportunity to search the apartment. Jenna's like, well, maybe your mom is fine. Like you got to give her a chance. He's like, no. And he steals the bottle of gin and plans to use it against her. After dinner, Jenna and Casey go to the dot and he comes up with a plan to get him to stay at the group home. Jenna's against the idea. And she's like, you know what? I'm dipping. I don't have time for this. And I get both sides, because Jenna's mom up and ditched them. So she has no maternal figure whatsoever. So the fact that someone has the opportunity to connect to their mom, she crosses the boundaries in trying to get a mother and son together because she doesn't have that chance with her mom. Her mom is gone, wherever her mama at. Her mom is a deadbeat. Her mom is the deadbeat, not her dad. Her dad is like, he's a truck driver. He's working. He's gone for months at a time, so he's not there. Which is a whole nother set of issue. But her mama is literally just like not there whatsoever. Like, she don't exist. Like, so for her not having that maternal figure, she oversteps and she does the absolute most, trying to get KC to have a connection to it, have a relationship with his mother. But that's not your business. And that's where, you know, a lot of psychological neglect, need to fix things come in. This happens on a lot of shows, a lot of sitcoms, a lot of movies, where there's always a character who lacks a specific familial connection. It could be father, mother, whatever. And as soon as someone else, like their best friend, has an opportunity to have that connection, they do the absolute most and crosses people's boundaries because they lack that and they want to see someone have that. And at the same time, like, as amazing as it will feel to see the other person have that connection to their mother, it doesn't fill the void that they have. So Jenna trying to get KC to connect with his mom, that's not going to fill the void that she has no mom. It's not going to fill that void whatsoever. But what she can do is at least try to help someone else to form a connection to their mom, because she doesn't have that. And Part 2, the episode starts off with Casey, Bianca, and Fitz in the car. Jenna approaches and she's like, you're acting like these losers. The next day, Casey tries to get Jenna to leave school with him because Simpson is looking for him because he keyed Coach Armstrong's car. Simpson catches him before he and Jenna could leave and takes him to the office, leaving Jenna confused. She's like, what the fuck? But at the same time, though, like, I'm confused. I think maybe there was an editing issue because Jenna comes out right as Casey is keying the car, and she like looks, because he runs away, and she looks at him, and then later Casey takes you and you're trying to run away, and then Simpson calls him to the office. Why are you confused? Because clearly it's the situation that just happened. Why are you confused? You were just there. That's not, like, maybe it was like an editing thing, maybe they were supposed to have like somebody else, or maybe it was supposed to be like a one-off thing. But when you watch that scene, Jenna is there, so it's not confusing. She shouldn't have a confused look. If anything, she should have an annoyed look. Like, here this motherfucker go. Like, I'm just saying. And I just don't know what to do with myself. Part 1. Jenna and Allie are hanging out in MI classroom during lunch. Jenna decides to try on the new Power Squad uniforms, but begins to worry about her weight because it doesn't fit. Allie assures her that she isn't fat and that the skirt is just the wrong size. But Jenna is unsure because things have been really wonky. She's been eating a lot. She hasn't been feeling herself. She goes to eat lunch with Casey, and he tells her how excited he is for her Power Squad calendar shoot. He also says that he likes how Jenna actually eats lunch, unlike other girls. But Jenna takes it in the wrong way. She's like, you call me fat? After school, Jenna is still feeling insecure about her weight, and she confronts Bianca, asking her for diet pills to lose weight for a friend, even though she means herself. Bianca warns her that they're only for severely obese people, but Jenna takes them anyways. A first instance of like a J rebrand, okay, with Bianca. Well, Bianca and Fitz, but you know what I mean. Anyway, moving on to part 2, Jenna and Allie walk into school talking about how everyone is excited for their Power Squad calendar photo shoot. Allie says that she even heard a lady at the grocery store heard about it and dropped her cantaloupes. Anyway, I don't get that reference. Anyway, Casey walks into MI class holding a breakfast sandwich, and Jenna tells Jenna to take a bite because she hasn't been eating. She does, but Miss O walks in the room and says no food near the computers. Jenna sits in her seat and takes a pill and swallows it with her sandwich. When Jenna goes to the weight room to work out, she sees Anya and tells her she already lost 3 pounds, showing her the pills. Anya looks at them with a strange look and asks her if they're a prescription. She warns Jenna about the side effects, but Jenna tells her that short-term pain for a long-term gain. Anya just lets her off with a shrug and a warning look, like, okay, girl, your body, your problems. When the power squad is practicing for poses on the calendar, Jenna gets on the top of the pyramid, but the side effects start to kick in. She starts to panic and demands to put her down because she starts biting and she poops her pants, which is a side effect of the pills, and she rushes to the bathroom. After practice, Casey comes in to give her some pants. She finds it embarrassing and explains why she was taking diet pills. Casey tells her that he loves her body, her arms, her shoulders, blah, 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 everything. During lunch, Allie tells Jenna that everyone's been talking about her incident. Jenna tells Allie that instead of taking diet pills, she just asks Shantae to get her a bigger size in her uniform skirt. She then asks Allie if she wants any of the bananas and ranch dressing she's been eating, but Allie says no thanks. I had a comment. I had something in my mind, but I lost it. Moving on. And You Don't Know My Name Part 1, Jenna and Casey give Allie the idea of having a double date with them to make Drew fall for Allie. Casey kisses Jenna up and down her neck as Allie asks Allie if she ever tries to get sexy with Drew, but Allie is too nervous to answer the question. Later on, Jenna is with Allie, who was printing Drew's essay that she wrote for him. We all know how this goes. Allie asks Jenna if she's ever done something this crazy for love. Jenna lies to her and tells her that she has. Not yet, anyway. I'm sorry, I'm cracking myself up. In part 2, Jenna hangs with Allie to comfort her. She suggests Allie get back at Drew. Jenna's confused when the football players form that circle around them, helping Drew so he could try to win Allie back. Jenna tries to give Allie advice about dealing with Drew and his apologies throughout the episode. Girl, I would not want any dating advice from Jenna. I'd be like, what do you know about a relationship? You keep stealing people's boyfriends. You think that's a relationship? Oh, shut up. Like, no, stop. You don't get to give somebody advice when you are literally the messiest person. Like, seriously, you are literally one of the messiest characters I've ever met, and you just got here. You are not allowed to give any dating advice. What you need is therapy. And tears drying their own part 1, Jenna is still very uncomfortable about her weight. Allie is worried about her and starts asking her questions about her health. Jenna starts to feel sick, and Allie suggests that she take a pregnancy test, giving her some books that said that she had all the signs. Jenna refuses to take the test, telling herself and Allie that she's not pregnant. In the back of her mind, Jenna thinks she might be pregnant, but she is doing everything she can to avoid admitting it. Later, she asked Casey if he was coming to our auditions for the next Teen Star contest, but he said he couldn't because he had football practice. Jenna's annoyed, but carries on with her day. Later, Jenna goes to the doc to meet with her brother Kyle. Kyle wonders why he is there, and Jenna tells him that she has important news. When Jenna tells Kyle her symptoms, he tells her that she should go see a doctor. Jenna's like, no, okay, girl. Heavily avoidant, just like Casey. Like I said, they one and the same. Okay, very avoidant. And also, this is what happens when you have unprotected sex, girl. Because we know y'all hunching. Like, especially when Kyle's not there. Kyle is barely there. And Casey's at a group home, so he's not doing it at the group home. Y'all hunching at Jenna's place. That's like 50 miles away. Y'all be traveling that far for some hunching? Oh Lord, I can't. I could never. Anyway. Later that night is the auditions for Next Teen Star. When Jenna is waiting for her turn to audition, she starts to feel sick. When it's her turn to audition, she clams up. She begins to feel sick and throws up in the nearby trash can. She hears them yell next, indicating that they aren't giving her a second chance. Jenna's upset, but she isn't ready to give up. She leaves Casey a voicemail saying that she really needed him to be there, and he shows up to support her. She tells him that she screwed up, and he tells her to demand a second chance to audition and not to take no for an answer. And then she goes in and she performs her song just when the judges were about to tell her nah, and she starts singing. They're like, you know what, yeah, you got it, you can be in. After the audition, she is at home with Allie. Jenna is excited because of her great results after getting the audition, but is nervous about her health. Jenna takes the pregnancy test, and obviously they got like 3 minutes, and then that's when they find out that Jenna is pregnant. In part 2, Jenna and Ellie walk to school discussing Jenna's pregnancy. Ellie tells her to tell Casey right away, but Jenna is reluctant and tells Ellie that she can't be pregnant right now. Girl, it doesn't matter. Your body said you're pregnant right now, ho. You are pregnant. You are preggadante. There is no, I can't be pregnant right now. It's too late. You don't get a choice. That baby is there. Or at least, like the pregnancy is starting, girl. You ain't got a choice. I mean, if you want to, you could have an abortion. But I'm just saying, like, I can't be pregnant right now. Okay, then do something about it. You could pull a Lola, but she didn't. But, hey. Because Lola said, and Jenna could have had it handled, but she just kept putting it off. In her first attempt, Jenna sees how happy he is, and then she doesn't want to ruin his happiness, so she doesn't tell him at first. The second attempt after school, Jenna tells Casey, and he gets mad, but then later tells Jenna that they can make it through it. They can get through it. Jenna starts to feel better, but Casey tells her to get an abortion. Jenna doesn't want to do an abortion. I don't know why you want it, but I mean, this is where I got to put in my 2 cents for Jenna. Like I said, Jenna didn't have that stable home life, and so maybe in her mindset with having a baby, it'll make it a stable home life, even though babies and stability are not the same thing. Babies and stability are completely opposite things, because babies are very unstable, unstable beings, they rely on you heavily. They rely on you for everything. They are not stable. That's not stability to have a kid. But to Jenna, that is what stability is. It's taking care of someone else that's not herself, being there for someone, being a mother figure, being a mother for someone because she didn't have a mother. And the thing is, though, you're a teenager. But her lack, what she lacked, weighed so much more than the fact that she was a teenager. She lacked so much that having a baby seemed the most reasonable thing to her. Anyway. Ellie goes with Jenna to Next Teen Star, where the director of the show has her sign a waiver for the show, and says it needs to be signed by a guardian, and the waivers say that all pre-existing conditions must be told to the directors. Ellie asks, like, oh, what would happen if I was pregnant? And the woman says that the baby would make all the tabloids, but carrying a baby around wouldn't be good for a Next Teen Star hopeful. Later, Jenna goes to the doctor and finds out her baby is almost 5 months. And that would be very risky to have an abortion this late. She tells Casey the news, and he's enraged that she didn't get a pregnancy test when she first thought she might be pregnant. And he yells at Jenna for being in denial about being pregnant, which I would be upset too. Because I'd be like, girl. Also, she took those diet pills. Well, she looked like she took like 2 diet pills. But still, And I get it, because it would be very risky to have an abortion. But I would take that option. I would take that option. I'd be like, I don't give a fuck. I don't care if I'm in the hospital for a month after this. I do not want this baby. But obviously, that's not what happens. He gets even angrier when Jenna says that she can't get an abortion this late into the baby's development, and Casey breaks up with her. She yells, "You're gonna make me go through this alone," and he responds saying that he can't be a teen father right now because he never had a father. He don't know how to be a father. He don't know what a father is like. Father is not in Casey's vocabulary, and neither is mother in Jenna's either, but she wants to put it in her vocabulary very quickly. After her breakup with Casey, Kyle comes to the dot to pick Jenna up. They start talking about the baby, and he promises to support Jenna, deciding to keep the baby and continue competing on Next Teen Star. And this is when me, as an older sibling, my girl channeling Chinez, she did a video on this, on these, Jesus Christ, I had the words correct. On these adultified siblings. Kyle is definitely one of them. If I was Kyle, I would be so fucking pissed. But he feels like, I feel like maybe he can't be that pissed because he's constantly working. He's like, of course this would fucking happen. Because there's nothing else for you to fucking do. You don't have a damn job on your own. You go to school. You have a boyfriend. Of course this would happen. So I get like where Kyle comes from in a way. But at the same time, I would be so pissed. This is like if Allie was pregnant. Sav would have lost his damn mind if Allie had Johnny's kid. Sav would have murdered Johnny, and he probably would have strangled Allie. Like, not to the point of killing her. But, like, you know, Sav would have been furious. And I feel like Kyle's not mad enough for me, because I would be so livid. I'll be so pissed at KC for even putting his thing in my sister. I'll be mad at my sister for letting him put the thing in her. And I'll be mad at myself, because this is what happens when you have an unstable home life. This kind of ish happens because everyone has the freedom to do whatever they want because no one has any stability. The home life doesn't exist. Things are rocky. Things are messy. Of course this would happen. But everyone's going to get blamed. Me, my sister, and the dude that got her pregnant. Everyone's going to be blamed, okay? And the parents too. Like, this is everybody's fault. Like, this is literally everyone's fault. This is not Jenna's fault. This isn't just Casey's fault. This is every single person's fault. They all take a portion. What is that? Like 5 people? Casey, Claire, well, Casey, Jenna, Kyle, mom, dad. That's 5 people. What is that? 100%. 5, 10. You know what? Y'all can do the math for me, okay? I don't have time to do the math. But you know what I mean. It's equal faults on everybody's part, okay? Let's just do it like that. Okay, pie chart it, damn it. And All Falls Down Part 1, Jenna is seen at Claire's house with Allie. Yeah, okay. Getting ready for a night in Vegas. The girls are talking about why Claire is going to Vegas nights with Fitz instead of Eli. Oh yeah, that was that episode. Anyway. Jenna opens it to see Eli outside, and she allows him in so he could have a talk with Claire, saying, "Speak of the devil." Mind you, still, Jenna has never apologized to Claire. And Claire had the audacity to let this heifer into her house. I'm like, you could wait outside. I'm sorry. I would be so petty with that. Like, also, it's not even being petty. Like, you can't even apologize, but you want to come up in my house and be friends with my friend? Actually, Allie and Jenna gonna stay outside. I'll be like, y'all can stay out there. Or I'll meet y'all at the dance. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know if I want to interact with y'all. Dusty assholes. Like, I'm sorry. Like, that's just me. And Don't Let Me Get Me Part 1. Jenna is seen rehearsing the song she will be performing for the episode of Next Teen Star. Jenna's competitor and rival Haley makes fun of Jenna and tells her to lose the sweatshirt. Jenna says that she can't because she has no shirt underneath when she's actually trying to hide the baby bump. Jenna then jokes around that some viewers might like that though, and Haley replies with, "Whatever gets you my votes." After they finish talking, Jenna starts to walk off stage, but before she goes, Haley gives her a tip and tells her that winning Next Teen Star isn't about the singing. Whatever. I can't comment on that because I'm not part of the entertainment industry and I never will be. But I would think that singing shows would be about the singing. But I mean, at the same time, you know, the season that, what was his name? Andy Grammer won. Adam Lambert didn't win, but Adam Lambert ended up having one of the longest careers. Ended up having the longest career than the Andy dude. Like, that dude, he had one song and that's it. But Adam Lambert continuously kept putting out music. I think he still puts out music. His style's just a little bit different. But he's still an artist. But you know. Anyway, moving on. The next day, Jenna is interviewed at her school by the show. The reporter seems uninterested in Jenna, tells her that her competitors are more interesting and will have better stories than Jenna. Because they're like, oh, everyone has like something going on. I believe it was like one of the other contestants. He was singing to save up money for her. Was it her or him? I think it was a girl. She was saving up money for her, like, for some test I believe she was sick with something. It wasn't like cancer or something, but it was something. I forgot. Was it like, I don't know why, but I was thinking melanoma, but it's not melanoma. But she was sick with something. And then I think it was like a guy who was trying to raise money for his brother or something like that. And it's just Jenna. Like, and the thing is, Jenna doesn't come from a good home life. And she's very obviously not trying to portray that at all. Not just the pregnancy, but just her home life in general. Because if they would have had a little bit more of an interesting story if she led with that. Say like, oh, you know, like I live with my brother and, you know, my mom's not around. My dad's a truck driver. And so really I'm really alone a lot of the time. Like if she came in from that sense, they would be like, oh my God, it's just a lonely girl who wants to make a name for herself. She wants to, you know, uplift her family wealth status thing. You know, she wants to make a name for herself. You know, there's a lot of people who come from nothing and work up to something. That's like a whole bunch of people in the world all the time. Like all the time, people like literally Obama, like everybody comes from that. So Jenna would have had a very interesting background with sharing that, but she chose not to. And it's not like she's ashamed, but I think it's just because she probably didn't want to use that as her reason to sing. Also, maybe she might be a little bit protective of her past too. Kind of like Casey, where they both just don't talk about it too much. But yet, obviously, their past greatly impacts how they treat themselves and treat other people. Okay? Yeah. Jenna then summons Shantae, and Shantae starts to talk about how nice Jenna is and how bubbly she is. And the reporter's like, yeah, great. And Jenna's like, oh, that's it. She's like, yeah, we're gonna go. On the next episode of Teen Star, Jenna is the bottom two for the first time and barely escapes elimination. The next day at school, Jenna tries to cover her showing belly, but is unsuccessful. Casey stops by her locker, offering Jenna his sweater in order to cover her growing belly. Like, girl, it's not gonna work. Okay, it's just not gonna work. And Jenna asks, when is Casey going to tell his mom about her being pregnant? And Casey says he'll do it when he can. Jenna tells him that he's running out of time because clearly the last time we checked on her, the doctor said that she was 5 months pregnant. So by this episode of Teen Star, I would say she's probably like 7 months along. Because obviously, like, depending on like how the episodes are filmed, I'm talking about for next Teen Star, how the episodes are filmed and how much time has passed. She's literally about to give fucking birth. She's literally like 6-7 months along. Like, sir, like you really are running out of time. Like this child is coming tomorrow. Like, I'm gonna need you to focus. It's a sense of urgency here, okay? In case he walks away because he's pissed, but. Sir. Later on, Jenna confronts Shantae, and Shantae tells her that she's bland. In order to win next Teen Star, Jenna needs to bring the drama. As a result, Jenna announces her pregnancy on the show. And this is literally when Casey and his mom are at Little Mistakes, when she says it because they were the episode was on the TV, and that's when Casey's mom was just like, what? Like I said, Lisa... Even though I don't like Lisa, because personally she obviously people are allowed to like grow and change, but at the beginning she was a terrible mom, obviously getting the backstory. But you come out of jail, you're in rehab, you're trying to better yourself, and your son got a girl pregnant, I would be so drained immediately. I'd be like, oh fucking hell. And she can't be mad because, girl, this is what happens when, you know, you have an unstable home life. This is what happens. Chaos happens. Not to say like, oh, you have an unstable home life, of course you're gonna have a kid at 16. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying like the instability causes chaos, and in the chaos is a lot of different things. One is having a kid. There's other things that come with having an unstable home life. You know, there's several things. I'm just not equating. You know what I mean. So nobody get offended, okay? That's not what I'm saying. But yeah, I'd be drained if I was Lisa. I'd be so exhausted. In part 2, Casey talks, he talks at Jenna about how she revealed that she was pregnant on TV and he didn't get a chance to tell his mom. She was like, well, I told you to hurry the fuck up. He's like, well, my mom wants to talk to us about it. She's like, well, I'm going to figure out what I'm going to do. Deuces. Later on in the computer lab, Jenna is on the Next Teen Star website looking at the comments and people wishing her the very best for her and her baby and that they'll vote for her. Simpson walks in with an armful of stuffed animals because these are all from her fans and to send her gifts somewhere else. Clearly, she didn't want them sent to her house. Probably doesn't live in a good area where people probably, steal packages and shit. And I get it. I've had that happen to me once or twice. She receives a text from Casey saying he wants to talk to her at the dot. She meets up with Casey and Lisa. Lisa tells Jenna about how hard it is to raise a child and offers to help out financially, but Jenna rejects her offer, convinced that she'll win Next Teen Star, she'll receive a recording contract, and she'll have a nanny. Lisa's like, girl, let's be real here. That ain't gonna happen. Jenna's pissed and she leaves the dot, which I get because, she's a teenager. She's very, wishful thinking. She's like, this is gonna be great. But Lisa, I would listen to the mom, as much as I don't like her, as I said. I would listen to the mom that had a child and went through the worst time in her life. Okay? I would listen to her. Because she gonna tell the truth. She gonna tell you, it's hard to raise a child. Are you ready to raise a child? You are a child yourself. Those who have made certain mistakes, not to say a kid is a mistake, but people who have made certain choices, who have made certain decisions in their lives and have been greatly negatively impacted by that, or at least they didn't make the best decisions, following through. I would listen to those people because especially if they're, starting to get themselves together and they're taking the time to heal, process, and apologize, do better. I would listen to them because they're going to tell you the damn truth. They're going to tell you the truth. They're going to be like, this shit is not easy. Having a kid at a young age is not easy. This is not the time for this. It's not the time. Okay. It's just not. It's really hard. But then later on, she is on Next Teen Star again, and Jenna's in the bottom 2 for a second time in a row. She's extremely worried because her life depends on winning Next Star. And the next day, Jenna meets up with Casey's mom, and Lisa tells her that she'll be by her side through the pregnancy. The next day at school, Jenna tells Casey that he doesn't have to be involved if he doesn't want to. Casey then gives her a book with all the baby names. Jenna thanks him, and then Casey tells her not to name it Kevin because that's his dad's name. Like I said, daddy issues. Lucky for you, I got all these daddy issues. What can I do? I love Demi Lovato. Okay, that's my song. In Halo Part 1, Jenna stops by the Wishing Star Fun table. Wait. Oh, I forgot. Yeah. Jenna gets eliminated. Sorry. I should have clarified that. Jenna gets eliminated. Right. Moving on to Halo Part 1. She stops by the Wishing Star fundraising table where Sev and Shantae are sitting, and they're complaining about Mr. Simpson's crackdown. Sev's being really creepy with his, voice and stuff like that. It's giving very much the voiceovers for stories, for scary stories or whatever. Very creepy stuff. Holly J announces over the announcements that about the magical dance, much to the joy of the students. So everybody's happy about this. She then continues saying that it's after school, an hour long, heavily chaperoned, with the dress code still in effect. And everyone's just like, oh, fuck. Sav asks Jenna to do a duet with him at the dance because Simpson is allowing school bands to play. She agrees, saying that no one would ask her to the dance anyway. Later, Jenna is sitting beside Sav, complaining about her pregnancy cramps and Casey not helping her. You told him he didn't have to. Don't tell a don't tell a male species they don't have to do something because they're not going to do it. They're not. Maybe some men are the exception, not the rule. Any men who watch my channel, if this don't apply to you, it don't apply to you. So don't try to put the shoe on your foot when it don't apply to you, Cinderella, okay? But for a lot of men, if you tell them not to do something, they're not going to do it. It happened with Claire and Drew when she said, you ain't got to be involved. Drew said, okay, fine. Literally, if you tell a man not to do, you don't have to do something, they're not going to do it. So you can't be mad when they don't do it because you told them you didn't have to do it. If you want him to be involved, you should have said it. But she said, no, you ain't got to. So Jenna's very wishy-washy, okay? Jenna don't know what she wants. Seven says Jenna to give Casey a chance to be a great dad. Later, Jenna is by her locker and Casey tries to make small talk. He asks her if she's feeling okay. She says yes. Shantae walks by and gives Jenna a star. Jenna asks who it's from, but Shantae doesn't know. She looks at Casey and he smiles at her, making her think that he gave her the star. Later, during lunch, Jenna interrupts Casey, Drew, and Jess by taking a seat with Casey and thanks him for the wishing star. Casey's like, oh. And then she's like, well, I have a prenatal class. You want to come to that? He's like, oh. She's like, okay, great. Meet me on the front steps. The hormones are all over the place. And she's waiting for Casey to take her to the prenatal class in the music room, but he doesn't show up. Sav reveals that he's the one that sent the wishing star to Jenna. To make her feel better, she has a meltdown. She's like, oh my god, I can't believe I believe that Casey would actually like want to be a father. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Like, she's freaking out. He's like, oh my god. And so he said that he'll go with her to the prenatal class. And she's relieved and thankful. Later in the prenatal class, Sav asks questions like, well, what happened to the couple after the childbirth? But the teacher takes it the wrong way, embarrassing Sav and Jenna. A mom talks to Jenna saying that she would rather have a caring father for the baby than the biological father because in her situation, the man that showed up to the prenatal class is not the biological father, but she's like, that's someone that I would see. I would want to raise a child with. Like, shit happens. And Jenna takes this as like, oh, maybe Sav would be really good father to like raise a kid with. Girl, if you don't leave Sav alone... If you don't leave Sav alone, I swear I forgot. Anyway, Jenna asks Holly J about Anya's pregnancy, and Holly J, this is like later, back at the school. Holly J says Sav was 100% supportive of her, not knowing what Jenna's motives are. Because, girl, they still kept up this lie about Anya being pregnant and Anya having the miscarriage. Super bummer. Like... I'm dead. Later at the magical dance, Jenna and Sav sing Goodbye White Horse. God awful song. They go backstage and Jenna is like so enthralled. All her hormones and emotions are on a whirl. She's like, oh my god, Sav's gonna be great father. And she kisses Sav. And Sav looks immediately like, he doesn't look disgusted, but he looks very much just like, oh shit. And she's just like smiling at him like a crazy person. He's just like... yeah. Holly J... Well, what was it? Oh, Holly J tells Sav to help him out with the table and he leaves Jenna. After the party, Jenna is singing and sweeping the floor when Holly J noticed that she's really happy. And Jenna says that she's falling for someone and reveals that it's Sav. And Holly J is shocked because she's like, that's my man. Mm-hmm. And Jenna's like, well, I'm really good at getting rid of insignificant girlfriends. Like I said, Jenna's wishy-washy because you can't do that to Claire and Allie's face, but you can do it to Holly J's face. I think it's because Holly J got, she got like simmered down. She became more chill. So she's not as combative as she was before, but I bet you 1000% if Holly J wasn't evolved, if we got the Holly J from back then now, Jenna would have never said that stuff. And if she did, Holly J from back then, in this moment, she would have pulled Jenna's hair. She would have pulled her hair. I'm not saying she would wailed on her or nothing because Holly J was never like a fighter, but she definitely would have pulled her hair. I'm just saying. And Jenna insists that Sav will go for her no matter what Holly J thinks. It's like, okay, girl. In part 2, in the morning, her and Shantae are trying to get people to buy a wish star. Jenna tells Shantae about her and Sav's kiss and how she thinks that he likes her too. Shantae is hesitant because she knows about Holly J and Sav. Casey walks up to them and starts talking to Jenna, thinking that she's falling for Sav and he's falling for her. Well, not really falling for her, but he, you know, like I said, object permanence with Casey, I swear. And he's like, oh, I just want to check on you. She's like, well, Sav has done one for me in a day than you have done since you got me pregnant. I say, ooh. And she's like, leave me alone. After, in the music room, Sav sits her down and tells her that they're not dating. Okay. Jenna realizes that she's being stupid and it may be her pregnancy coming to her head. She starts freaking out and Sav has to calm her down again. Jenna then learns that she put Sav and Holly J's relationship in jeopardy after she sees Sav sitting on the steps of Degrassi and talks to him about their situation. Jenna feels awful and wants to help, but Sav tells her that she has done enough. Exactly. Like, you keep inserting yourself in other people's relationships and other people's business. Mind yours. I get it. Like, you're pregnant, you're hormonal, but still, Jenna doesn't respect anyone's boundaries. She doesn't know what a boundary is. Like I said, unstable home life. An unstable home life doesn't have boundaries. So Jenna, therefore, has no boundaries. She has no boundaries when it comes to other girls. She doesn't have boundaries when it comes to her boyfriends. She has no boundaries when it comes to other people. She has no boundaries. She doesn't know the words, I'm sorry, because that would be respecting someone's boundary. But she just inserts herself back into Claire's life as if everything is fine. She lacks boundaries. Deeply. Anyway, Jenna feels awful and wants to help. Jenna misses her bus and Casey finds her, telling her that he wants to get back together with her. They kiss and they become a couple again. And she's focused on getting Holly J and Sav back together, making them talk, not knowing that later Holly J is going to tell Sav about her being assaulted by Declan and, you know, boom, boom, bam, bam, bam. Anyway. In The Way We Get By Part 1, Jenna's in the crowd with Sadie cheering at the basketball game. When the game is over, Sadie, Dave, Casey, Jenna, and Drew are talking about going over to Casey's for a party. But Drew doesn't want to go because he doesn't have a girlfriend. After the game, Casey, Jenna, Drew, and his new girlfriend, Bianca, are talking about going out together. And Jenna says she's coming. And it's like, girl, you do not have a right to have, like, this attitude towards Bianca. Because you and Bianca did the exact same thing. Jenna and Bianca are more likely to be friends than Jenna being friends with Claire or Allie, because Jenna and Bianca are the exact same person. And maybe that's why, because Jenna doesn't want to face the fact that she's just like somebody, and that she's just like Bianca, and she looks down at Bianca. Like, because remember when she found Casey in the car, calling them, like, oh, with these losers? She looks down on Bianca. She looks down on Fitz. She looks down on them, even though they have very similar home lives, regardless. But maybe it's because they actually abuse substances. So she feels it's a little bit different than hers, because her mom just left. Her dad actually works. He's just a truck driver, and her brother works. So it's like, yeah, they're not well off by any means, but it's like, it's not as if, like, anyone is abusive in the house. And so she looks down on Bianca. She looks down on Fitz because they are using substances to cope with these feelings of lack, while she chooses to steal people's boyfriends and not have boundaries with other people, even though she's not abusing substances. She does lack self-control. So she does lack self-control on both aspects. Like, they both lack self-control in different ways, but she thinks hers is better than Bianca's. But no, girl, you guys are on the same playing field, same backgrounds, same bullshit, same personalities. Well, similar personalities, not exactly the same, because Bianca is, you know, a little rough. But You see what I mean? They're literally the same person, and Jenna doesn't like the fact that someone that she looks down on is a mirror to her. She doesn't like that. She doesn't like that reflection because she sees it back in herself. But also, I don't know why she's surprised. Also, I covered this in the cheating video. Drew, KC, Dave, all best friends, all guys that have cheated on their girlfriends before. This is your friend group. The people you associate yourself with are people that you at least have somewhat of a similarities to. Like, it's natural for people when we make friendships, when we make connections, we end up choosing people who are similar to us in some aspect. We might not always have like the same beliefs, but there is something that connects you to them that created the connection in the first place, that created this friendship. And for them, it's cheating. All of them. At their core, literally all of those characters. Oh my God, my brain. This is why this video is so long. Jenna lacks everything, and she ends up stealing people's boyfriends. And even though she's not a cheater, but she cheats herself out of having stable relationships. She cheats herself out of having girlfriends. She didn't deserve the girlfriends that she got. In my opinion, she didn't deserve to have a friendship with Allie. She didn't deserve to have a friendship with Claire at all. She cheated herself out of having positive girl friendships. Casey cheats on his girlfriend. Drew cheats on his girlfriend. Bianca is the one that literally will help you cheat on your girlfriend. Dave cheats on his girlfriend. Sadie's the only person that's an anomaly. Sadie is the victim in this friend group. Every single one of them bitches is a problem. They're all a problem. And that's why they stick together. They all are a problem. They all come from a deep place of lack. And that's why they all connected. Dave and Sadie had no chance of surviving because Sadie didn't come with any lack. She had confidence in herself. Everyone in that group comes from a lack of something. Friendships, family, self-esteem. They all come from a lack of something. And that's what connects them. And Jenna doesn't want to see herself on that level. But it's too late, boo, because you are them. They are you. All of you guys are the exact same. That's why you guys all click together. This is why these people are the best. These are the people that you associate yourself with. Maybe she doesn't want to associate herself with people like that anymore. Especially once her and Casey break up again, and the fact that she treats Bianca this way, she doesn't want to associate herself with that environment. But the thing is, boo, until you actually take accountability and apologize, you will always come back to that. So the Jenna we get later on, it doesn't make any sense to me, because we go from this girl with this friend group where everybody cheats and hurts other people and they hurt each other, to having a solid friendship with Claire and Allie. It makes no fucking sense. Jenna did not deserve to have those relationships. She did not deserve it because she never took the time to process the fact that she's a terrible person. That's my 2 cents. In part 2, Jenna, Casey, Bianca, Drew, and Sadie and Dave are sitting at the dot. Bianca attempts to make conversation but ends up getting into a dispute with Jenna and Casey about Jenna's weight. This results in Bianca walking out with Drew defending her. Drew calls Casey and Jenna being judgmental and storms out of the dot. They are. In G6 Etc. Part 1, Jenna and Casey are eating lunch, and Jenna tells Casey she needs more out of him to help with the baby. Casey is being a good father and agrees to help her without hesitation. Jenna says that they have a prenatal class, and Casey tells her he is excited to go. They show up to the class, and they're the youngest ones there, and they have like a diaper changing contest, and that's when Casey wins, and she's like, oh, I'm gonna be a terrible mother. Girl, don't worry about it. And not to be like, don't worry about like being a terrible mother. Like, having those concerns is very normal. But girl, changing a diaper fast, it doesn't mean anything. The only thing you can do, especially if you have a boy, just know the sign when he's about to pee on you. That's the only thing I say. Don't worry about like changing the diaper fast, because also if you move too fast, you're gonna hurt the baby. You're gonna lift the leg up too high, you're gonna hurt them. Babies are fragile. You can't be moving fast anyway, period. But you do need to be aware that if you having a boy and they got a pecker, they will pee on you. Okay, you got to be aware of it. I remember, and personally in my own experience, me and my brother are 18 years apart. Okay, I am 30, he's 12. So therefore, when he was like 6-7 months old, I was changing his diapers regularly because my parents were working. I was taking care of him, and I was taking care of our 6-month-old dog. An 18-19-year-old taking care of a baby and a puppy. I was doing a lot of damn work, okay? And literally, I kid you not, I was changing my brother's diaper, and I just saw his pecker go up a little bit. I immediately, because we had like the little cloth fabric thingies to cover the junk, because I had it right next to me, I put it over it, and he started laughing and smiling. I said, you better not. You got to be quick with it. That's the only thing I will say, because once that air hits, that's it. But then one of the moms is like, oh, well, do you want to watch my child? So they're like, okay, cool. So they end up babysitting the son. Moving on to part 2, their parenting skills are being tested. They ain't got no parenting skills anyway because they're teenagers. Also, this mom is crazy. She is a granola mom, crunch mom, whatever you want to fucking call her. She's insane, okay? She's like, no preservatives, no dyes, no this, no that, no that. I'm like, ooh, see, yeah, you're insane. You got problems. And so he's an angel at first, but as soon as his mom leaves, he has a temper tantrum. He's being a little asshole. Jenna tries to sing to him, and nothing's making him happy. And so he ends up seeing a hot dog stand in case he takes him to go get a hot dog. And then when the mom shows up, she's like, oh my God, you gave my son a hot dog. He's like, bye. That child just needed a damn hot dog. Like, that mama is depraving that child of anything fun, okay? Like, not everything has to be extremely healthy for a child. And I say that in like, they can have some candy. You can give them like, give them fruit, like diversify their diet, because they're kids, they're growing, okay? Them having a Snickers or whatever candy you give them, as long as, you make sure that you don't give it to them at an age where, they're too young, they can choke and die type of thing. But like, it's not bad for them to have a sucker and then have ice cream at night, but you gave them like blueberries and waffles for breakfast. Like, it's not, your child will be fine. I'm gonna need some parents to calm down with that. Like, let your child like diversify their diet, okay? It's fine. Also, that's how you figure out what they're allergic to. You can't take everything away, and then as soon as, like, literally, you can't take everything away because you don't know what their child is allergic to. Because sometimes with a lot of kids, their allergies, either they come with them, like, obviously, like, when they're born, they're predisposition to them, or over time they develop it. And you don't know that if you don't give it to them. And I'm not saying kill your child. I'm just saying you got to figure that out along the way, okay? That's how... You have to figure that out, but you can't be anal about it, okay? So also, you asked 2 teenagers to take care of your 6-year-old child. What the fuck you think is gonna happen, ho? Like, what did she think was gonna happen? They're teenagers. I would hope if a teenager is watching a child, it would be some chaos, okay? As long as that child comes back intact. Okay? There is no sign of damage, physically, emotionally, if there's no sign of damage. If the kid just had fun, they ran a little crazy, they had ice cream, they went on like a water slide or something, as long as the people who are there are like responsible, making sure they got their floaties on. I don't know what you expect from teenagers. Like, I would literally expect a teenager to take a kid to go get pizza and go to the movies. Like, duh. I would expect them to take them to the park and get them ice cream. Of course. Who wouldn't do that? But especially for a teenager. How do you think teenagers take care of other kids? Teenagers are kids, so they're going to treat the kid like a kid. Because they're a kid. What they want, the kid's going to get. As long as it's nothing, you know, illegal. Just saying. Jesus Christ. That mom got on my nerves. And Drop the World Part 1. Jenna is very hormonal from being pregnant. She has a baby shower at Casey's house with Allie. They're cleaning up. And Allie asks why Casey wasn't there. And Jenna says that he already built the crib and that she let him to go play basketball. And then Jenny points, she's like, that crib? And it's the box unopened. Jenna finds Casey at Degrassi playing basketball. And that's when she yells at him. And that's when you get the most iconic scene. Because also, first of all, what Jenna was saying was very real. She was like, Casey, this is real. Like this isn't playtime. This is real. This is about to be a child. Like, sir, urgency. And he's like, you told me to play basketball. One of the most iconic scenes. And it's so real. And it's so messy. Because you can still see Casey wanting to be a teenager. While Jenna is trying to beat into him, like, literally, like, you said we're going to keep this child. Keeping a child doesn't mean doing what you want to do when you want to do it. It means being a parent. Okay? The next day, Jenna comes to his locker with an apology breakfast and tells him sorry for being a momzilla. No, you had a right to be pissed at him. Because you said that he could go because he had the crib done. But the crib was not done. You had a right to be mad because you had an expectation. You said an expectation and he didn't achieve it. You said if the crib was done, you could go play basketball. Knowing he knew damn well he never put that crib together and he still took advantage of that. You had a right to be mad. I would have slapped him. Like, I agree with Jenna on that. 1,000%. Okay? He is still acting like nothing's happening. No, sir. There's a child coming. Where are you going to put the child? Like she said, on a cardboard box. He also apologizes and agrees to finish the crib. He walks away when Allie meets up with Jenna, and Jenna tells her how hard Casey is now working, even though literally he just said that he will work hard. Jenna just likes empty promises. She likes empty promises. She accepts his empty promises. And it's not even the bare minimum. It's not even the bare minimum. She's getting nothing from Casey. That's why they broke up in the first place, because he said that he wanted her to have an abortion. She said no. They broke up. The only reason why they got back together is because Casey has object permanence. And now that he's got her back, he's like, He's not doing anything. And she keeps excusing his behavior. He's working really hard. Doing what? Looking like Justin Bieber? Like, is that that's what he's really working hard on? He's working really hard to look like Justin Bieber and eventually to cheat on you with Marisol. That's all that he's doing. He's not doing anything. Like, girl, let's be honest. Let's keep it a buck, okay? Hey. Jenna stops Dave in the hall and tells him to throw Casey a bachelor party and to give him the best night of his life. Dave agrees and walks away, leaving Jenna feeling happy. In part 2, Jenna is seen at the dance with Shantae waiting for Casey because she said as long as he makes it to the last dance, everything's fine. They're having a good time. They're dancing, and that's when her water breaks. And everyone rushes to the hospital, and everyone is literally in the hospital right there in that scene when she gives birth to Tyson. Moving on to season 11. Whew, Lordy. We got so much left, and I don't know how to shut up. All right, y'all. We're going to have to break up this video. So stay tuned for part 2 of Jenna's story. I'll see y'all in a bit. Love you guys. Mwah.